Oh, all about the cleanse, trade shows, and more today on The Commute. Another beautiful day in the life. Trying to light up some old inventions. A buddy of mine, Risk Racing, talked a little bit about it. I've been retooling our flow control is what we call it. Been coming up with some different ideas. It's really cool. I mean, yesterday I printed off like 5 different designs to try and see if I could accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, but it's so much fun having a 3D printer. If I haven't sold that to you enough, you need a 3D printer. Anyway, it was an interesting weekend. Last episode I've talked about how the wife had big plans for a cleanse, and so me being the supportive husband said, oh sure, I'll do a cleanse. So it was a gallbladder cleanse. Interesting. I mean, what could be bad about a cleanse, right? It's got to be healthy somehow, some way. But it had an interesting concept. I mean, super simple. Sorry, I'm dying here. As far as how you do what you do. So it's all pineapple juice and Epsom salt at different time frames. And you know, you stop eating, you do the Epsom salt and grapefruit juice, you wait, you do some more Epsom salt, grapefruit juice, you wait. At one point before you go to bed, there's what's called the cocktail of salad dressing, which is just to give you the idea of the consistency of what you're going to be drinking. There is pretty much salad dressing. So it's like pure olive oil and grapefruit juice. And to me, when I sat and thought about it, I'm like, that's kind of genius. They're just playing on the concept of separation of juice and oil, so you drink enough of it, and it's a pretty good. Jeez, it was probably 16 ounces. It was a pretty big glass of this nasty stuff. Doesn't taste good. I killed it in 2 shots. That was the only thing I had going for me, is that I could kill it quick, and then just kind of, try and get rid of the aftertaste. But then the concept is you lay down. What that does is allows the oil and the grapefruit juice to separate, and then your body starts to move it through the system, and then the oil is just going to go into all the low pockets, right, and make certain things float up and carry it out and push through. So it's pretty tricky, kind of genius. Somebody sitting down figuring all this stuff out. But I don't know, pros and cons. Supposedly helpful, get a lot of the bad stuff out of your gallbladder. I've heard stories like people needing gallbladder surgery and then they do this cleanse and they no longer need it. Not that I was having any problems that I know of, just did it just because I was 5 pounds lighter after the episode. So you tell me, maybe the cleanse was a good thing, right? 5 pounds, man. It's a lot of weight. But, of course, I tried to mow my lawn on Saturday while I'm kind of dehydrated from all that. Not totally recommended, by the way. Anyway, that was a cleanse. Didn't die. Wanted to die. Not entirely true. So, I had somebody reach out to me about a trade show. We've done a couple trade shows. My personal feeler on the trade shows coming to you, because I think it's an interesting thing. You can be sold, you can be talked into a lot of different things as a business that will supposedly make that money. Trade shows is one of those. As soon as you have one, you'll get hit with all kinds of trade shows. Keep in mind there's different styles of trade shows. Some that are made just for distributors, and some that are public facing. If you got a product you're not planning to distribute or to do a lot of wholesale type sales, at the wholesale level, then you should definitely, I can find out what you're getting into before you get into it. We went to a couple for the land paddling stuff. One of them was called the Surf Expo. That is, it's got one day of a little bit of customer public facing. Other than that, it's all companies. They want to see if they can put you on their shelves. I didn't fully understand that concept before we got into it. Surf Expo has a lot of people, and that's a good place to be if you're in a different position than the position we were in at the time. Because literally it's in Florida. If my buddy wasn't willing to like drive out there, it would have cost us a buttload of money. And I mean, our load of our butt would be huge. Buttload. To get all the, you know, because we only did a 10 by 10 booth, but you still have to have something to put in your booth. You can keep it simple. We made a pretty cool frame. Tried to make it heavy enough that you could hang TVs, have some video showing, demoing some different products, and just tried to have something that caught enough attention and made it look like we were an established company, which we totally are not. We weren't at the time. And it was so hard to sell stuff to people because we didn't have a price sheet. We didn't have it in a box. We couldn't say, here's how much you would get if you got 20 boxes at a time. Like, it's literally the first trade show we went to with Surf Expo. We barely had prototypes that were worth showing off. Such a waste. It was an eye-opener for us. We met some good people, made some contacts, but it was not what a trade show should be. You should make your money back on those. Absolutely make your money back. If you're planning on just going to them just to get some marketing exposure, and that's your marketing dollar versus doing Facebook ads or something, you know, there's a trade-off there. You don't necessarily have to go to make lots of money. Maybe just go to make contacts, make that association. Maybe you don't do a lot of sales right then and there. But if you could and you're prepared and have stuff in a box and your price list and everything's solid, and if it's a product people want, you're going to make some sales. So that was not us. Surf Expo was not where we should have been, but we went. And then they tried to talk us into other stuff, and they actually talked us into coming back for a spring one, which was supposed to be more oriented towards skateboarding, which we were kind of pitching stuff in that area. That was kind of a bust. I mean, still, trade show's a trade show. It's a lot of work, man. Don't go to a trade show ever thinking that you're going to enjoy your time there. It's work. It's tiring. Pitching it over and over and over and over again all day long on your feet, you know, hanging out. Fun but tiring. So the expo that called me recently was one I did here locally. I mean, doing it locally, totally awesome. Totally different game that I can just take my stuff, show up. I can be a one-man show, set up some stuff. I made some sales because it's public facing. You know, I started at least recouping the money I put into it. I think I'm going to do another one. It just depends on whether I'm in town for this one. Because the stuff that I sell, a lot of is literally my sand whip, my dune whip, my motorcycle stuff. And that's dune season. So I need to have something around dune season when people are in the market for what I'm selling, right? Because I'm kind of, especially to the locals, I'm seasonal. They're not going to think about the dune whip. They think they'll find me later if I'm not right in the middle of the dune season. So I might go to this one again. It's cost effective, not too bad. I would love to go to one that's in California doing the same thing. It's ridiculous. Probably should look into it a little heavier. You know, I hesitate because I'm like, man, I would like to. But it is so much work when it's that far. It's 3 days away, 4 days away from home. Depending on how much setup time and how much, you know, you don't want to go there and just be set up and tired. You go with a little prep time, a little breakdown time. Try not to kill yourself, right? Because it's like 6-7 hours for me to get there. Taking all my stuff, setting all my stuff, selling all weekend, then going home. I mean, that lifestyle wear you out. But man, the one in California is ridiculous. So if not this year, I probably should next year. I don't know. I should really kick that around. I just had enough things going on. I haven't felt that I could disappear for a good 4 days or to California. I'm also having a hard time finding the right dates for the show I was at. To make sure it's still the right show, because they have enough shows that I don't want to be part of the wrong show. So I should spend some more time on that. Anyway, it's hard for me to keep it all straight right now. Work's got me busy as all get out, so that sucks. Work. At any rate, I lost you at some point on the commute. Just want to wrap up, say thanks for listening. You know, I am trying to do this whole brand thing without changing the lifestyle of the family. Might be intriguing to you to do the same, or maybe you're a hustler that just wants to get after it, willing to put it all on the line. I am not. I do believe my ideas are good ideas, but I don't think that I actually have to sacrifice family, lifestyle, and those type of things in order to try and build this, because I don't think I need to be rich overnight. And I'll get there. This is more of my retirement, my backup plan on the 401k, because I don't think that the stock market's a given anymore. So I'd rather have the money in my pocket than in my 401k. So anyway, that's the commute. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.